Hey people, Intro here, 3v3, Catherine and Purification Plant blue team. So Gunter the Kaiser is a Farseer support hero fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control. The Harlequin's elite scheme recard looks like. Alongside, Gomer Pyle is a Hive Tyrant, a durable hero, walking through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense, disruption and support, begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Eduardo. Rounding off the team is Venniie, with a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat, puts out some good damage with a bunch of orky gadgets. Red team, FIN4L3 with an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Alongside is Belial with a Plague Champion, starts off with a damage over time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support, can also repair. Good old Death Guard elite scheme here. But here comes Eduardo. Heretics backing off, CSM backing off, and rounding off the teams is Grimm as a Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support fighting in melee, begins with a Refractor Shield, takes out a Guardian, but here come Howling Banshees. Big threat to him without his shield early on. Think he's going to get away, reacted just in time, but these guardsmen are going to have to flee, I think. Over on the west side, contested victory point and Orks versus Space Marines. Mekboy trying to tie up the scouts, I think. Eats a shotgun blast, also suppressed those sluggers. That was weird. It knocked back the Mekboy and suppressed the sluggers. Why didn't it suppress the Mekboy? Or knock back the sluggers? Maybe it knocked back a few sluggers. Tax able to stay in play. Double sluggers here for Venniie. Double termagants for Gomer Pyle. Double CSM for Belial. Triple guardsman for Grimm. Might see some aura of discipline going on. Or stubbornness, I guess, could both work. Great. We might see the Tax try to get into melee, because this is not a good cover spot, fellas. Sluggers have left. They're going for the power, so the Tax can get into melee with the shooter boys and deal with them. Through the mid, red team surging. We got some heretics decapping a wreck point. Eduardo the Hive Tyrant pushed back a bit, but now on the offensive against Belial. Where are the other CSM? Here they are. Looks like this wreck point got decapped by some... Oh, the Hormagaunts maybe. I thought it was some sneaky Eldar. Eduardo getting low. Has the extended carapace for charging. But it is dealt with there. We got Eternal War up on these Chaos Space Marines. 20% more damage to melee and ranged attacks. These guys don't have it yet. That was a Breath of Nurgle heal to support those double CSM. Got to use those heretics quite defensively now. When you have double CSM, they depend a lot on that Nurgle worship behind cover. Don't want to commit your heretics too soon and lose your worship because they have to retreat or something. West side turning red. Scouts on it with a sergeant and shotguns. Apothecary on these kind of somewhat contested wreck points. Somewhat contested, somewhat natural. I think I'd call them both contested, to be honest. Here come Howling Banshees. Aspect of strength. This is a part of a fight where you have to commit your heretics to save things. Doom Blast, they all got knocked over, but they made it out. I think you're going to need to retreat here, Belial. You don't have Unholy Stench. Kept those CSM way too long. Maybe they were trying to wait for Grimm to show up. One of those CSM get away. The Banshees were dealt with eventually. Other Chaos Space Marines do not drop a model, so it wasn't disastrous for Belial. They almost wiped the Banshees, lost a couple of CSM, lost a bunch of heretics, but they're still in play with their Plague Champion here. If they just retreated off, they wouldn't have been in play with the Plague Champion. Lord Commissar throws up the shield, instantly loses it though. Here comes Eduardo, charging through for Gomer Pyle. The Farseer down in the mid there. Eduardo just gets shot down trying to revive her, I think. Grenade goes in, it's a decent one. Trying to finish off those guardsmen is Eduardo. A heal saves them, I think, there. Breath of Nurgle saved by Nurgle, those fellas. Now you got to worship him or something. Here comes a Ravener Brood getting shotgunned by Catechins. Just did their burrow strike. These guys start with ranged Devourer weapons. Good damage at range too. Just dropping a model, dropping two models. Catechin's doing some work. Plague Champion still in play. Look at this guy. Has not retreated yet. And you can do this kind of thing with a Plague Champion. Especially if he's got his Mucus Discharge. With between Nurgle Worship and that self-heal, he can stay in the field for ages. Sluggers trying to get that wreck point back. Who's this sneaking around? It's the Mekboy. Got his big shooter, being harassed by scouts. But that big shooter does a lot of damage to them. Need to be careful dropping your model so fast there. Attacks under pressure from sluggers. Gonna need to use his heal on them here, I think. Shotgun blast, there's the heal. No sign of purification rights, which would be good against double sluggers, I would think. They've just gone tier 2 finale. No devs, no purification rights. Grenade misses. Triple Chaos Space Marines for Belial. What else do you need? Just 2 legs, 2 arms, bolt guns. Some power armor. Sluggers can't deal with 3 of them. Neither can Hormagaunts, especially when the heal goes in. Barb Strangler, Warrior Brood maybe for Gomer Pyle. I'm guessing they want to go to tier 2 now. They still can't get the Farseer back. And what is this? It be Tactical Marines. Trying to use their fast capping to decap the wreck point, being harassed by the Mekboy, taking some cover. Just light cover. Mekboy's got heavy cover there. And these guys can get around it maybe. These shooter boys. Kicking off in the mid, is it? There's Eduardo. Shield up from Warp Field. Goes for the revive. Should get it here. Might get a level off it too. There we go. Eduardo level 2. Farseer back to her feet. Does not have any war gear. These CSM are very low. Dropping a model. Dropping another. And down they go. Belial overextending. I think he thought they were in range. All of the models were in range of his Breath of Nurgle, but they weren't. I think only one got hit by it. Which might have made a difference there. Maybe not. Is Plague Champion going to eventually have to retreat here? Gets grenaded. Gets healed by the Apothecary, but still retreats. That's always a little bit frustrating for an Apothecary. When you heal something, it immediately retreats off. Unless your heal made it so that it could safely retreat, I guess. Which might have been the case there. West side. Sluggers and shooters capping. Gonna eat a grenade. Maybe we'll see how this goes. No, just some shotguns. Oh, they ran out of energy. They couldn't chuck a grenade because they were infiltrated. 384, sorry, to 400. All the players in their tier 2s or getting to their tier 2s. More Chaos Space Marines for Belial, apparently. Venniie with tank busters up. Also got some looters, as we saw earlier. On the east side, Lord Commissar, Power Sword, and Aura of Discipline. Chimera on the way. Artillery spotters. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen a Chimera come out in tier 2 immediately. Grenade launcher heretics for Belial. Some tank buster barraging. Killed that marine, who's floating through the air now. Some warp shenanigans. Mekboy's getting meleeed, is he? What's going on? He's being a nuisance is what's going on. He teleported to the wrong side. Those guys can shoot him while they cap. Almost went down there. Here comes some help from Belial. Red team should grab the west side. Heal thrown out by the Apothecary. Is it worth getting a shrine up? Or a Razorback? No, he's gone tier 3 finale. Who needs a Razorback? And you got Terminators and stuff. Farseer now has the Spirit Stones heal. And she's with their Exarch. Double Termagants with Toxin Sack. So you're going to push on the Power Fillers? Nope. There's stuff defending it is why. I think together they could have run through them, but they don't necessarily know where Belial is. Are they going to go for a big flank? Where's the Plague Champion? He's right there. Tactical Marines overextended somewhat. They have a little bit of support. Ravener's in there. They get the heal as well. Now the Apothecary gets suppressed and the Sluggers are running with Burners charging through his Eduardo. Throws up the shield as well. Has to spend energy to charge, of course. But it's worth it being able to get in there that quickly. A little bit of Nurgle worship, but it can't save them from dangerous melee going on. And we got a zone throw up for Gomer Pyle. A Ripper Swarm as well, spawned from this Capillary Tower, I would think. And a Venom Brood on the way. Chimera doing its thing. Would be slowed down by the Rippers, but no threat to its structural integrity. Termagant's crippling poison on the Catechins makes them turn around. Here comes Eduardo with the flank. Now has crushing claws. That was Inspire Courage on the Catechins. Now doing double damage, and they're going into melee with Eduardo. Look at the damage to that Hive Tyrant. That's nuts. Wow. Got torn apart by those buffed up Catechins with their power melee there. It's nasty. Really nasty. Well played, Grimm. I always got Inspired Determination now. So they were even more mental. All the other models get full health. Plus 2.5 speed, and it still doubles the damage. Wraithguard up here for Sir Gunter the Kaiser. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen some Wraithguard up too. Over on the west side, it's blue right now. Slight VP lead for red. And they are grabbing it back. What is this? Is that triple Mark of Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines? No, double. The Shooter Boys barely making it out. Eduardo. Kind of tough to get to him there, the other side of those barrels. There's your Venom Brood. No sign of the ranged Synapse yet. Or the Death Spitters. Death Spitters, by the way, were buffed in 2984, which you can grab now. It's out. I'll be sticking to 2983 for a while I get through my backloggers, as is usual. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description so you can read the notes and grab the update if you play. Noxious Cloud, lots of stuff going on here. Big old fight. Chimera went down thanks to the Wraithguard. Belial starting to be aggressive. Ripper's getting in there. Zonethrope getting some good shots as well. Venom Brood massively threatened by those Mark of Tzeentch CSM. What are they going for? They were going for the Wraithguard, I think. They should be shooting at those Venom Broods. Well, they had to run. Shuriken with guide on it. Anything else for this Farseer? She's going for rune armor. Over here we got tank busters bashing power with their barrage. And we have a Predator tank for finale. Even further west, it's Shooter Boys versus Scouts in a melee fight. An epic struggle. Apothecary's there to help. No war gear for this guy yet. Spent all his power teching up and getting a tank rolling. Grimm with a Manticore looted tank for Venniie. Full power bash here. Yup. Not sure if they'll try to decap. Lots of Ripper usage by Gomer Pyle. I'm liking it. Spawning them from the infestation towers here. Are you going to back off? No, Shuriken just refacing. Farseer can throw guide on it again maybe. Or just throw a Psychic Storm in. Suppressing all that stuff, doing a bunch of damage. Manticore Strike on the Shuriken. Got a couple of good hits in there, has to retreat. Look how much damage that Psychic Storm did, that was nuts. They are being healed by Aura of Discipline. Big fight brewing though again. Here comes Belial with his army of Marines. What are they going to target? There's double Zonethropes there. Here comes Wraithguard, they're a big threat to those Marines. They can suppress and do big chunks of damage to all those CSM. Not sure where the Plague Champion is. Was grabbing the VP maybe? 271 to 376. 100 or so VP lead for the red team. Not bad. What is this? Oh, there's the tank. We have Beamy Looters as well. 265, 376. Space Marine tank is here. These guys becoming Stern Guard. These guys getting a rocket launcher. Should have given it to these guys. If you got their Sergeant, they could become Stern Guard and they get that extra model for free. Crushing Claws take down the Lord Commissar. Level 3 Eduardo the Hive Tyrant now. Banshees on the prowl looking for the Manticore. They have that heavy melee spear. Beautifully aimed grenade launcher barrage there from the Catechin Devils to disrupt them. They might have lost the Manticore otherwise. They are going to lose their power. Can they rotate towards the VP a bit? A lot of 2v2 fights on the eastern edge, which you don't often see on this map. There's the double Zonethropes putting their shields up. They should put them down now maybe to get some energy back. They threw them up because of the Manticore strike, I think. Red team retain the VP. What is tank busters doing? Going for the power again. Sluggers with their Knob Leader and burners. Need to help out here. There's Swamp'em. They take less range damage and they get some speed buff as well, I think. Not sure where Venniie lost the other sluggers. We need some dead sluggers right here. Are they going to get a double full bash? Tank Buster Barrage on the Predator is quite low, you know. Venom Brood going after. Look at that damage. That was nuts. Zone Threats can also get that Focus Warp Blast. Uh-oh. Ravener's caught out of position. And down they go to all of the Mark of Tzeentch CSM. There's 3 of them for Belial. Now has a tank as well. They are just tearing through infantry. That's pretty cool. There's the tank. Mark of Khorne already. More speed, more damage. And double Manticores for Grimm, you know. Just hanging out at the Chaos base. Get some Nurgle stink on him. Apothecary runs. Tank is being repaired. It's got a las cannons on it. So it's dedicated to hunt other vehicles and large targets. Here comes Belial with a big old flank. Farseer just melting under all of that ranged fire. That's nasty. Avatar of Cain on the way for Sir Gunter the Kaiser though. Those guys still repairing. Maybe the Plague Champion can go and help out with that. They're grabbing the VP back. 212 to 350. Going to be 2-1 for red. Unless Eduardo can do something about that by getting through onto this VP. Level 3 Hive Tyrant. See the remains of the Chimera still up. Stick Bombers now for Venniie. Don't often see these guys come out in tier 3. And the Swarm Lord on the way for Gomer Pyle has started to heat up. There's the Stern Guard veterans using their Hellfire rounds at the moment. I like how they get these box magazines on their bolt guns and big old scopes. Switching to Kraken bolts there for heavy infantry such as the Venom Brood. But here comes Eduardo. And they're taking Zone Thrope shots as well. Big shots there. Belial pushing at the right time to support though. And those triple Mark of Tzeentch CSM are just vicious. The Zone Thrope and the Venom Brood, or well, any infantry really doesn't want to get caught out of position by those guys. Here comes Eduardo charging through, goes straight for the tank with a well-aimed charge there. Down goes the Farseer. Eduardo can't finish it off, takes tons of damage from the CSM. Swarm Lord on the way, which is going to do great because it's vehicle armor, so won't take much damage from the CSM. The Avatar, on the other hand, is going to take huge amounts of damage from those Mark of Tzeentch bolt guns. It's super heavy infantry, not vehicle, although it does have way more health than a Swarm Lord, for example. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of damage from those Mark of Tzeentch fellas. They're letting the Avatar get way too close, though. There's a Wrath of Cain. And they all run. I'm not sure what they were. Maybe they were trying to finish off those stick bombers that ran away. 158 to 349 on the VP's 1-to-1 cap. Blue team, though, all of a sudden, looking kind of hench. Got a Swarm Lord, Avatar, tank, a couple of Zone Thropes, a nasty combat Hive Tyrant when he's not retreating. Shuriken holding the west side too. Can the red team punch through all that? They got double Manticores. Good tank doing some work. Where's the other tank? Oh, it's there. That's going to help against the Swarm Lord. And they've got auto cannon and a las cannon. And look at that Manticore blob. Wow, that's huge amounts of death from that Manticore strike. Swarm Lord trying to get through. Avatar there as well. Double focus warp blast takes out the Manticore on rear armor. Wailing Doom from the Avatar. I think all of the CSM dodged it. Maybe got one model off him. Wraithguard hunting a tank. As long as you keep moving, you shouldn't get hit. Zone Thrope is way too far forward. There we go. Run away, fella. Or float away. Avatar backs off. Hive Tyrant is back in play. A little bit low. Rippers being annoying, which is their job, I guess. Here comes some heretics for Belial to worship his CSM. And a battle wagon for Venniie. They've got them camped on their VP, but they haven't taken it. They are capping up other areas of the map, though. The map looking very blue right now. Very blue right now. They have like half the VPs, though. Can they hold on? Tank wants to finish with the Swarm Lord. Gets it. Well played by FIN4L3. Can they get away with the tank now? Need to keep moving. Banshees are on it. I think if they kept moving the entire time, they would have got away. They might still get away. There's a Psychic Storm on those CSM. I think they're going to be alright. Hive Tyrant can't be suppressed by the base turrets, but it'll take too much damage to get close. It survives. Almost level 3 Predator tank now. There's the looted tank. Where's the battle wagon? It's been kept in reserve for now. There's some repairs going in. You can worship vehicles with Nurgle Worship, which is an awesome addition, but it is faster to repair. With Worship, of course, you get to heal everything, though. Terminators are up for FIN4L3, going for an Assault Cannon. Get some suppression. Can also really mess up a zone thrope and that kind of thing with it. Battle wagon joins the party. Nothing inside of it, so the shooters won't fire. And it won't go fast. Is it? Do you still need 2 squads inside? Because that used to be the case for the Chimera, but I think they changed that back to 1, didn't they? Not sure if they changed it back for the battle wagon. 158 to 239. Gretchen's up for Venniie. Maybe a repair crew to support the battle wagon. Farseer now has a singing spear. Banshees on the tank. They're trying to pour as much damage on the Banshees as they can. Stone Guard using their Hellfire. 158 to 228. Blue team are getting through those VPs. Red team are building up their armies, though. They got those Terminators. They got another tank up, thanks to Belial. Both Mark of Khorne. And look at the damage this Avatar is going to take here. Huge amounts. Lost almost half of its hit points in about 5 or 6 seconds there. Oh, Eduardo's down. Help him. Level 5 almost. Oh, down goes the Farseer too. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of passage of play that gives you room to push. Take out 2 heroes in quick succession. Heroes can make a big difference in the fight. Oh, Mekboy's going to get a revive here, I think. Unless the CSM can stop him. They do stop him. Well done, Belial, to spot that. Because, yeah, lacking 2 of your 3 heroes is a massive disadvantage. And now the red team can push off it, maybe. Vengeance rounds in for the Stern Guard to damage vehicles. Battle wagon getting torn up. Might go down. Terminators teleport to finish. And they get it. Now they've used their teleport. And FIN4L3 does not have Librarian support. One of the Predator tanks goes down, though. Chaos Predators, that is. Terminators versus Banshees in melee. They're taking huge amounts of damage. Still being chased, but I think they'll be alright. Knowing that they had support, and red team are getting onto the western VP. Manticore takes the... Oh, Bright Lance out. We had a Ethereal Abyss in the mid. Imperial Abyss, not Ethereal Abyss, from the Plague Champion. I'm not sure what the Imperial Abyss took out. Don't see a lot missing. Maybe just forced a big old retreat or something. There was a Tyrant formation here too that I missed. This tank has been amazing for FIN4L3. Still going. Supported it really well. Sluggers, can they get in? Terminators need some heals for sure. Where is the Apothecary? It's there. You need to heal your Terminators, buddy. Has no war gear still. Needs that. Well, I guess he doesn't need it, but I think Armor of the Apothecarian would do great for his armor here. That advanced healing. Stick Bomber stun bombs. Apothecary level 3. Is he in retreat? What's going on here? He is. Uh-oh. Wailing Doom. popped Angels of Death at the right time. Gives a 50% damage resist to his entire army of infantry. And they're immune to some forms of knockback. Noxious Cloud and the Manticore in there. Double cap for blue still. Red team get their natural back. There's some anti-armor stormtroopers going on. Another Manticore for Grimm. They've leaned into that artillery, which is quite fun actually. Here's an Autarch with a fancy little cape. Is the Plague Champion going to get the fist going? No sign of it yet. Autarch knocking stuff over. Avatar still rocking. Another tank on the way for Finale. Do you get level 4 yet? So close. So close to level 4. Uh-oh. Look at the Wraith Guard though. The big zap gun shot too. Probably would have been gone there if it wasn't level 3. Another Swarm Lord on the way for Gomer Pyle. Farseer misses her fancy special attack. 158 to 66. Belial with just triple CSM now. Gets another tank. Needs capping tools, I think. Needs to get that Pestilent, the Plague Fist up for Pestilent Strike goodness. Another Battle Wagon. Under huge pressure immediately. Missile launchers, las cannons. Melter guns. Down it goes. Dealt with it really fast. Manticore Strike as well. To try and clear a path. 158.66. No cap on the west side. Pushing through the mid is Belial. Might be able to do it. That's all infantry. Got to keep going. Get a decap, buddy. Oh, they're shooting the Avatar. Avatar's a prime target for them. Melters as well. Can they get this guy? I think they can get this guy. He's actually locked in place because of las cannon speed debuff and melter bomb speed debuff stacking up there. Infiltrated Howling Banshees off a Webway. Webway's over there left of your screen. Oh no, Swarm Lord. They missed their opportunity to try and get on that VP. I think they should have sent the Plague Champion up there. Not sure if they would have made it. I think they maybe could have got a decap, which might make the difference. Manticore Strike, some good hits. They got a bunker up. Not sure what kind of bunker it is. Doesn't seem to be any kind of bunker at the moment. Mega Rumbler comes in from the Mekboy and he gets shot to death. Leech Essence from the Swarm Lord. That's going to heal him up huge amounts. Manticore Strike on the VP. 139 to 66. It's so close. I don't see anyone going for the natural VPs at the moment. Something over here bashing power though. Just some Guardians. There's Eduardo, the Hive Tyrant. He's level 5. Swarm Lord goes down. Eduardo is trying to get on a tank. Finale's second tank also las cannon. It is. And there's those Terminators doing well. Those inspirations on kill could stack up to make a big difference in the fights. You have a Seer Council now for Sir Gunter the Kaiser. I imagine they're going to use the Webway to get over there. Those guys bash the power. Well done. Blue team taking the contested VP. That's an Eldritch. Down goes the tank. Just didn't spot it. Wraithguard were also there in case it drove forward to escape. But they couldn't get the cap. Here comes some Chaos Space Marines. That's a weird boy up though late game for Venniie. Getting bigger brains. They're already popping out of his head, but he wants bigger brains. Here come a Seer Council. Can they suppress them with the Assault Cannon? They can. Yeah, they've been torn up quite a lot because those Stern Guard are doing tons of damage at level 4 with their Hellfire. In fact, they're going to wipe, I think. They do wipe. Bunch of stick bombs. Ooh. If they didn't retreat, they might have lost some CSM there, Belial. Seer Council being replaced immediately. Another tank for Belial. It's kind of sad we haven't seen a Great Unclean one. There's an Imperial Abyss just to kill the weird boy. I mean, he gets him. He gets him. Who is repairing this? Oh, the scouts are repairing the bunker. The bunker doesn't seem to have been upgraded, though, with anything. I don't see the green hexagons of the medical bunker, and I don't see that tank being repaired by a repair bunker either. Here's one of the tanks of Belial. This one's also getting Mark of Corn. Now we got cancelled. So it can shoot a rocks. Takes out the bunker. I don't think it took much else out. Here comes Eduardo. That was a particularly violent looking charge there. Down goes the tank. Down goes another tank. Eduardo goes for the victory point. Lord Commissar comes over to say no. He's got that flat jacket for Inspired Terror now. Terminators on the cap. Stone Guard veterans tying up Wraith Guard. Are they taking over the cap? Looked like they were trying to, but they didn't. Terminators got it though. 138 to 35. Mega Rumbler in there, I think. And an orbital from Finale. He still has tons of red too. Could get some more Terminators up soon. Autark barely gets out. Terminator's able to teleport out. Big old orbital with some decent hits actually. It's a red VP. It is a red VP. Guardians wiping there, I think. They weren't doing a huge amount now, but blue team took a beating there. Big chunks of their army gone. Red team's armies are a little bit depleted as well. We got Venniie and Grimm preserving a bunch of units for both teams. 100 to 35, a double cap for red. Look at these heroic heretics getting a decap there. Well played, Belial. Noxious Cloud thrown in. That is Eduardo trying to get a cap, but gets shot down by those vicious Chaos Space Marines. Level 4, all three of them. Blade Champion goes for the cap now. Does not have the fist though, is level 8. 76 to 35, a single cap for the red team. Blade Champion heals himself, but then gets knocked off the cap by a special. Stone Guard will have fast capping. Oh, they're going to retreat, okay. Nothing's capping here, fellas. More Terminators in for Finale. Trying to chase off the tank. Okay, something is capping now. Is it the scouts? No, it's a CSM, I think. Autark comes barreling in, 75 to 35. Carnifex up for Gomer Pyle, getting a Stranglethorn cannon. Lord Commissar level 9 just executed something. Was that an Autark? I think it was an Autark with her spear. There's the Carnifex in the background. 64 to 35. Cyclone missile launcher. Look at the damage it did to that tank from that range. There's the time field though. Bad news for Terminators. They can't retreat out of this stuff. Down to a single model. Being chased by a bunch of power melee. Can anything stop it and help them? I don't think so. Seer Council take it down. Terminators fall. 48 to 35 on the VPs. Nobody going for the naturals that I can see. You'd expect a Webway to be around there or something, maybe. From Sir Gunter. I mean, they are the West player, though, right? So maybe they feel like... No, they aren't. The Ork is. They are the East player, so maybe they should be going for that VP a bit more. That natural victory point. Everyone is tunnel visioned on this VP right now. Blue team are taking it. No, they're not. How well these scouts have done. There's another time field thrown in. Bunch of stuns as well. Stranglethorn cannon doing its thing as well. Plague Marines up for Belial. Double Plague Marines, in fact. Did lose a bunch of his Chaos Space Marines. Another Carnifex on the way. A Nob Squad on the way. 39 to 35. Can't res, says Sir Gunter. Can't revive himself. I think maybe is what they mean. Because they're spending requisition on something else, maybe. Getting that Fire Prism up. Fire Prism's a good shout here. Stop some caps. Was that a misfired boom shot? And knocked over the sluggers, I think. Here come a bunch of las guns. Double guardsmen still in play. some Kassakin. Might be worth getting those guardsmen some plasma guns. They're both level 4. And they're going to meet a Nob squad in a second. There they are. Popping meaner and greener. Good grenade. Frenzy's popped. Is what I meant to say. Using meaner and greener. Here's a Mega Rumbler. They might take that bunker out. Looks like it's a medical bunker. It's absolutely devastating to the structures. Takes it down 39-33. Hey, Plague Champion's got a Plague Fist. Going for the cap on the west side. Terminator's close to tearing these Terminators apart. Nob squad, I mean. They got their hammers up. Look how much of a nuisance they're being. It's like 2 armies needed to get rid of these guys. Okay, they eventually ran away. Look at the state of the freaking terrain here. 39-27. Carnifex coming into the back lines. Is it a Thornback? It is a Thornback. Terminators, are they going for some Power Fist action? I think they're just trying to shoot at Eduardo. Plague Champion's there to smack him as well. Needs to be careful not to use Pestilent Strike until he's dead. There we go. Now he should use Pestilent Strike. Heals himself. There's Pestilent Strike. Now tries to get a cap with it. Manticore's coming in. That's really good timing on the Manticores. So they can't push against the Plague Champion for those few seconds. 39-19. Look at this. Plague Marines getting on the VP. Well played, Belial. Plague Champion couldn't finish the cap though. Terminators are trying to, but I don't think they can either. Oh, maybe Angels of Death is thrown up. It's gonna be close. I think they're gonna get it. They got it. Double cap for red. They might get a triple. Something's going for those Plague Marines. It's a Carnifex. Suppressing them doesn't do anything, so it's going to try and hit them in melee, I think. Do Carnifexes with a ranged upgrade have a special attack? You'd think so. They must do. Looks like red team have this, you guys. Double cap. GG indeed. Well played, Belial, getting that decap through the mid. And actually a cap. No, they didn't actually get the cap. Awesome stuff. Level 10 Farseer for Sir Gunter the Kaiser. I feel like maybe they could have done more to pressure this VP throughout the game. But they did a huge amount of work on the west side as well, so maybe they would have lost the west side without them there in full force. Level 7 Hive Tyrant. Eduardo did well. Level 6 Mekboy. Some mega rumbling action. Level 4 Apothecary was down near the VP. Plague Champion level 9 down near the VP. Did a huge amount of work with all those CSM. And we had a level 10 Lord Commissar. There you have it, guys. It was an awesome one. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.